Hey y'all, Muddy Paws Disc Golf here. Last week we made it out to Spillman Park in Virginia. This is a more beginners oriented course, but that doesn't mean that good players don't play it. The course record is 15 down, which is more than impressive. But yeah, this course was a lot of fun. Hole 1, par 3, 185 feet, harder than it sounds. There's some guardian trees, so you kind of got to lace it. Matt gets through nice there, and he'll be up for a bird. And I threw something a little too understable, got lucky, and bounced back to the path.
Oh, we suck.
Dad did not make it through the gap. Matt's going to tap in for a 2. Dad will tap in for a 3. And I will also tap in for a 3. Hole 2, par 3. Pretty short once again. 205 feet. These are all the aces. All the aces are written on the poles, so you can see that this hole is definitely an ace run. And Matt puts it on a wire, but it's long, and he'll be in the bushes.
Hold it a little.
And I threw a Casey Pro rock here and was able to put it pretty close, so I'm happy with that. Dad's gonna sink for the 2. He'll be at 1 down. Matt Cage is out. He'll take the 3. And I will get a 2, which means we are all tied at 1 down at this point. Hole 3 is a par 4, 525 feet downhill. Really pretty shot. Like this one.
Nice.
I'll be tossing a fairway driver here. It's a TL3.
Ping pong.
Just right down into the center. Matt's throwing a Discmania FD straight down the gut. Pretty nice shot. Throwing that rock again, and probably one of my better approach shots. I was just trying to get it to the middle of the field, but ended up landing close, and you know, I'll take it. Matt with a compass here gets real nice power on it, but it's a little too much, and he'll skip back into the woods.
Nice lay.
I'll tap in for the birdie. I'll go to 2 down. Dad'll tap for the par. And Matt almost sinks the long birdie look, and we'll turbo in for a par. So I'm at 2 down, and Matt and Dad are at 1 down. Hole 4 is a par 3. Once again, pretty open, but those trees really do come into play. Land in the center. Dad'll clip one of the trees and fall straight down. Good. Tap for a 3 here. We're all just going to take pars. The scores will stay the same. Hole 5, another pretty easy par 3. This is one of those ones where you're going to want to pick up a birdie. 250 feet, par 3. Just throwing a mid-range Casey rock, and it got a little high on the hill there. I should have started it a little farther down.
Oh, baby.
Matt's gonna throw it real deep, and it's gonna roll out. I wonder if that's foreshadowing. Dad throws a nice one here, and it falls a little high on the hill, but he'll be putting. And I decide to lay up, a little bit of a death putt. At rollers.
Back around, no.
Oh,
and it rolls all the way back down past.
Oh, God.
But he makes the comeback.
Yeah, good save.
And sinks in for a par. Oh, Dad cages out for birdie. And that means me and Dad will both tap for pars. The scores will stay the same. Hole 6 is a par 4, 550 feet. This is one where it's a little easier to get in some trouble. I cut that inside edge a little tight. Very tight, actually. Missed the river by about an inch. Matt put a lot of power there, but once again, like I said, the curve really gets to you on this one, so you got to be careful. Dad goes roller here, stands it up. Probably the best play if you have it in your arsenal. And Matt's just going to have to thumb her out, and he'll actually, not too bad from where he
It'll
was.
work.
I'm going with a left-hand forehand here just to get out to the center, and works out pretty well. Nice little upshot. And I
Nice
put it
up.
pretty close. Matt just soars it
Soared it.
long. It was right on line.
You need
Just
a
way too far.
rangefinder.
Why aren't you turning?
Abby likes
That was
one.
Dad's second shot. Real crush of a drive there. Putting for 3. He anger putts, misses both. Matt's gonna lay up and have to take a bogey here. So I'll take a par. Matt will take a bogey, putting him back at even. And Dad will take a par, putting him at 1 down. Hole 7 is a par 3, only 210 feet, but uphill and really, really tight gap. I kind of got freaked out by the gap here, but I rolled back out to the fairway. Dad's going to throw a forehand here and be way off in those trees, not where you want to be. And Matt's also going to opt for a forehand here. He kind of just landed right in the middle. And I threw a not good forehand. Probably not a great choice, but Dad hit a tree there. And he'll just throw a scuba up to the basket, so he's going to have to opt for a 4 here.
You got lucky.
Matt gets knocked down as well. I'll miss my putt. I'm not happy about it. I do a little dance. Matt'll sink for a par. He'll stay at even. Dad's going to putt in for a bogey. He'll also be at even. And I'm going to take a bogey as well, putting me at 1 down. Hole 8 is a par 3, 250 feet. Around a pretty hard line, but if you lace it like this, no trouble there. Really good shot from Matt. And Dad actually really nice with that super beat-in sword, laying it pretty close. And then I threw a mid-range here, not what I would suggest if you're not a huge power arm. I made it around the corner, but yeah, I had to lay up here. Not a great upshot, but it rolled out in my favor. Dad caged out. And rolled. Not fun. And he'll cage out again. Matt's gonna have a real good putt here for a 2, putting him back at 2 down, or at 1 down, sorry. And I'll take a par. Dad'll take a bogey. Hole 9, par 3, 200 feet, my bad. Once again, just a really tight gap. Not as much angle to this one, but it's definitely a little more of just lace it straight up the middle with a dead straight disc, and you'll be in good shape. Mine goes off to the side. Not exactly what we were looking for.
Oh, baby.
Dad throws a bottom stamp rock, I believe, and lands it pretty close. And this is where the distracting game began. Dad did a little dance here and distracted Matt. I made my probably my best putt of the day there, and Dad tapped in. Hole 10, par 3, 235 feet. Matt went a little low. Dad hit the absolute first possible tree. Lands out in the middle of the fairway. Threw a KC rock here and just put it on a hard angle, and it could have been worse. Wasn't spectacular, but
Get in.
Matt with a nice run there. Just puts it right down. I'll lay up as well. We'll take some pars here.
Do me.
Hole 11 is a par 3, 250 feet.
Abby.
Pretty straight, slight uphill at the end with two trees that make it a little more interesting. Matt goes with a splatter star strike and just lays it in, but it bounces real long.
And then
Through that same rock again. You know, not exactly where we wanted to be, but not awful either.
Oh, a little branch.
Dad just lays up.
what is that, Matt?
I had an absolutely horrendous putt. Matt almost sank the long look. Instead, we'll take another set of pars. Hole 12, par 3, 180 feet, straight uphill with an S-turn fairway. It's not as straight as it looks on the little sign.
There's chains over there?
Matt's going to spike it into the hill. That throws a pretty nice shot. And I started mine way too wide and clipped a tree, so worst possible scenario. Matt throws a nice little forehand, but it gets knocked down, sadly. I'm going to go baseball throw and lay it right next to the cup. Happy with that.
What am I even doing?
Dad's going to make his bird. Hole 13, par 3, 295 feet. Downhill into an uphill landing. Pretty open. You just can't let it fade out to either side too much. Just something straight once again. Midi, you know, if you really want, you can go fairway. Just something that'll kind of do that, just soar and stick. I threw a TL3, which I think was a little too much disc for this hole. As you can see, it started to fade there, but I got a nice lucky kick. Made a really wobbly, awful putt, but it went in, so I'll take it. Matt will, I think that was a layup. Hole 14, par 3, 175 feet, one of the most aced or birdieable holes. Straight down, if you can make it through this jail cell and not soar it long, you're good. After I played here the first time, which was when we filmed, I threw baseball throw off here, thumber, whatever you want to call it, and it worked great. Highly suggest that if you have it in your arsenal. Just something that'll land and stick. That'll put it in, and I'll just land it. Me and Matt will tap in, and Dad'll get a birdie. Hole 15, par 3, 195 feet. Once again, just a tight, straight gap.
You big fat heed.
Threw a pure off here, so a putter, and turned over on me a little, went to the right, but it ended up rolling out okay. And I think Matt went with a JK Pro Rock and went long.
Oh, I need to look at that.
Good shot.
Hole 16 is a par 3, 160 feet straight uphill. I liked this line a little more, less tree to hit early, and
A good idea,
you know,
though.
it wasn't ideal, but as long as you hit there and go straight down, you're not in any real trouble. Matt threw a mid-range really hard, and it got some skip, and then Dad opted for
baby,
the
get
other
in.
line, ended up working the best. That'll make his 2.
Okay, I didn't, yeah.
Hole 17 is a par 3.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, pretty much just throw it out over the hole. This one, I heard someone got an ace in the tournament we played, which was Flying Lotus.
Ooh,
Shout out to
wow.
everyone who said what's up while we were out there. Dad lays it pretty close. And mine just kind of died, but
That worked out okay.
you know, wasn't as awful as it could have been. I caged out, and yeah, that happened. And I didn't make the comebacker, so we'll have to take a bogey. That's okay. And you can see here that I'm trying to distract Matt, but it's not worth it. It goes right in. I also tried to distract Dad. Didn't work. Hole 18, par 3, 230 feet. Once again, avoid the trees. You're set. Going real soft with the TL3 here. I was hoping for more skip. We landed like edge circle 1 probably. Matt, you got up near the silo.
Oh.
Dad lays it down close.
Nice.
And I made another good putt. My putting was actually okay today. Matt throws a roller that does not roll to the right spot, that's for sure.
Mosquitoes.
Dad with a long putt and caged out again. So, the final scores, Dad ended up taking the victory today at 4 down. I ended up at 3 under par, and Matt was 1 under par. Final opinions on this course. Don't be deceived by the short holes and kind of the easier par set. It's still a blast, and you have to take it relatively, as people shoot crazy scores on this course pretty regularly, like a 10 down, a 9 down. That's not out of the realm of possibility. It happens quite often. So if you consider that, this course is a lot of fun. It's very pretty. The holes are interesting, and to be honest, I really liked this course. It's great to practice mid-range shots, and if you have the chance, I highly suggest you get out to Spillman Park. This has been Muddy Paws Disc Golf. If you enjoyed the video, we'd really appreciate a like or a subscribe. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.